Patreon Q&A number 87, part 2. Part 1 was released earlier today. I still want to thank all 124 of my amazing patrons and to everyone else listening. There's going to be spoilers in these questions and answers, so tread carefully. L asks, not seeing my guy Mumen Rider, but Needle Star in your top 10 favorite heroes coughs led me to this week's question. If Darkshine had Mumen Rider's heart in battle, could he have defeated Pre-Woke Garo? Top 10s are super subjective, I know. Take care. Hey, thank you, L, you too. So this is awesome. Yeah. I think that if Darkshine had that indomitable spirit and never give up mentality that Mumen Rider does, that also pushes him to being like borderline psychotic, I think he could probably defeat Pre-Woke Garo, but also at the same time, it's like he's going to keep pushing Garo to get stronger. So it's like we know that Darkshine can at least take like 1 or 2 shots from Awakened Garo, at least from what we could see in the webcomic. There's a lot of unaccounted for stuff in that sequence as well. So, Darkshine obviously could keep going. It's not like he was completely destroyed at the end of their fight. I mean, he was, just saved by Tatsumaki, but in the webcomic, he was just kind of, curled up. I mean, he was saved by Tatsumaki regardless, but I think if he had that Mumen Rider mentality, he could keep pushing Garo, but it's like, is he going to push Garo eventually to the point of becoming awakened? Is he going to keep pushing? Because he obviously pushed him to that point of where he was like in his peak mode. But like then we saw that Golden S pushed him to Awaken Garo. So does that mean that Darkshine would push him to Awaken Garo as well? Or would he be able to defeat him before he pushed him that far? Hard to say. Mean Priest asks, hey Shonen, you tank top king, how's it been? Here are my questions this week. Hey, thank you. Mean Priest, it's been good. I hope it is for you too. Since the private squad survives, how do you think it affects the Neo Heroes arc? Will they go after Amai after the monster reveal? I'm not even sure if they're going to make it that far, honestly. I think that Drive Night might take them because they have the organizational suits, and then the organization like turns them into cyborgs or something. I just don't see them making it that far. I think, if they do survive, I think they'll just go into obscurity. Like if Drive Night just takes the suits and allows them to like go off, just being regular people, then they'll just go the way of like Hammerhead or something. In my opinion, at least. What if Deathkaling's squad was smart enough to bring Genos? Do you think they'd be, or do you think Garo would come out on top? Good question. I think that obviously it would be way more difficult for Garo, but I think he maybe could still pull through. Because remember, like Bang and Bomb showed up mid-fight with Garo, and he still was able to survive that one. He was survived by Phoenix Man at the end, but he dug deep, and he was going against 2 high dragons and a high demon there. So like if you reverse the situation, seeing how far he could be pushed, put Genos and Tank Top Master Squad in there, I think, him being pushed to that, dark, deep place that Bang and Bomb did, like when he pulls the tree out of the ground, Genos and this Deathkali squad could probably do that, and then Garo could probably come out on top, I think, but it would be difficult. Mr. Awesome asks, hello, Shonen, do you have a moment to hear about our Lord and Savior Hot Dog Man? Sure, please tell me more about him. My first question this week is about the half monsters of One Punch Man, such as Pre-Woke Garo and Mai. Do you think that this phenomenon will be given more in-depth an explanation and become somewhat more common, like the Vizard in Bleach? If so, who do you think would be a prime candidate for monstrification? So, you're making me think that you haven't read the webcomic at this point, Mr. Awesome, or maybe you're confused, but in case you haven't read it or you haven't read the chapters currently, I'll give you a spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. So Amai Mask is not a half monster. He's just a full-blown, straight-up monster. The same as any of the other ones that we've seen so far, except he's able to like transform his appearance and make himself look like a human, which is also like a part of his monstrification. Garo, on the other hand, is in chapter 92 at least literally a half human, half monster, or just a human monster hybrid. So they're different. But as for this phenomenon being explained, I think in the future, all of the nuances of monstrification, or at least most of them, will be explained by Dr. Genus again, once we go more into the God arc and all of that stuff and how his powers work, at least in my opinion. But the next question, do I think that God is in control of the seer that told Boros about Earth, as well as Lady Shibawa? And I'm going to say no. I don't think he's in control of either of them, but you do raise an interesting quandary here, is that it's possible that maybe the seer saw God on Earth and sent him there, but he just got there 6 months too early, possibly, for God to, come out and take everyone down. But I think that would be giving God too much power, because like if he had control over the seer is like 20 years away from Earth, like distance wise. So that's incredibly far distance. So if God could cover that much distance, then why is he just, staying singularly to Earth? He would be more like of a galactic being at that point. I'm thinking that he's just an Earth-bound being. I think he probably is the consciousness of the Earth or something like that, maybe. But regardless, I don't think he's in control of Shibawa either. I think that whatever type of like Esper power that she's tapping into is just something that exists in the world, and that God is tapping into it as well. Nick P asks, hey Shonen, hope you're doing well. Hey, I'm doing all right, Nick. I hope you are too. I'm not sure if this question has been asked before, but I'll ask it anyway. What would happen if Genos or any other cyborg would eat monster cells or go through monstrification? So I talked about this in my video, what if the S-Class heroes ate monster cells, and I came to the conclusion that it wouldn't really do anything to Genos, and that's mainly because he's pretty much full-blown cyborg, like high percentage. Like we were just introduced to like cyborg percentages in the webcomic, and we saw that like there was like some dudes in like a fight league that were like 30%, somewhere around there, and that like going to like 60% modification implies that you're really powerful. And then anything higher than that, you're just really absurd. So, like, we saw Webby Gaza of the Neo Leader. She was, like, 71%. So, he's strong enough to be a Neo Leader. And considering the way that Genos looks, I mean, maybe he's, like, 90% or something, maybe higher than that, maybe. So, like, considering that he's, like, above, 80, 90% modified, like, fully, robotic, monster cells wouldn't really have much to do with him, because it would have to affect, organic stuff, because that's what we've seen so far. And Genos can eat food, but if he did eat the monster cell, he would probably just become psychotic. It would make him crazy. It would change his brain. But his physicality, probably not. It would be better if, like, Coco, the new character, the Neo Leader candidate, how he's only, like, 30%. He has, like, his wrists modified, his eyes modified. If he ate a monster cell, then maybe it would fuse with his technology, because it had his body to work with, but not so much with Genos. Thighs of Zeus asks, yo, Zoronavirus, what is up? My first question this week has to do with God. Do you think one will take a meta approach with God and make him an alter illustrator of sorts? Like he could travel through panels so we could see Saitama punch through the boundary between panels. So he kind of becomes like a Deadpool-esque character. That would be interesting, but I don't think he's going to do that. That would really blow me away if one decided to do that with his characters. I don't think he'd ever really break the fourth wall or any kind of meta approach like that. He already subtly rides the line of meta anyway. But I think if we do see something like this, it would be pretty cool if Saitama does like his ultimate attack, like whatever his most powerful punch is, and then he breaks the panel or something, and then like, I don't know, they somehow make it so that there's a hole in the page where the punch is. That would be pretty cool. Like it indicates that he punched so hard he broke the barrier between fiction and reality or something. I don't know, but that's the most I could see that happening. I don't think it's going to happen with God, and I don't think God is that powerful as to where he's like breaking the meta of the relationship between the reader and the content. But there could be something like that, maybe with the breaking boundaries in the future, maybe. Second question, if Bomb or Suiryu could access the abandonment like Bang or Garo, it would have improved them. But it makes me think that, like, I guess Bang invented the abandonment, considering that Bomb and Suiryu don't know it and Garo does. So, like, would it benefit Bomb? Would it benefit Suiryu? Possibly. Is it like just a, absolutely guaranteed power up for everyone that uses it, or do you have to have like a specific temperament the way that Bang and Garo does? Maybe not. But if Bang and Suiryu could do it, you would see leaps in power, just pretty much the same as you saw with Bang and Garo. Pod BS, do you think Deathkali and his Strike Force could take down Super Mouse? I'm gonna say no, because Super Mouse, first of all, straight up demon, and he's a pretty powerful demon too, riding the line of like high demon maybe, because we saw that like post Zenkai Garo, who just blew away Royal Ripper moments earlier, couldn't blow away Super Mouse. Like he only kind of messed up the one side of his body, like his arm, and then he regenerated from it. So that showed you that he's clearly more durable than Royal Ripper there. So man, I'm thinking that Deathkali Squad would have an extremely difficult time going against Super Mouse. I mean, they could maybe defeat him. Sure. I mean, maybe, but it's a small chance. I mean, I would say the odds are slim, but it is possible. Since one-shotter's robot eye seems to be broken, do you think they may take this chance to get an upgrade or maybe even get his own big shot beam? Thanks, Shone. Thank you, Zapod. It's possible that, he gets an upgrade too. Everybody gets an upgrade, honestly. Or one-shotter goes to the Neo heroes and then they upgrade him there. Like they give him like organization equipment possibly. Or that one guy, I'm already forgetting their names, but he gives the one Neo leader financial backer guy, he gives one-shotter some upgrades possibly, or he gets them from the Hero Association. But I do think that his eye will get upgraded because it clearly is broken from the whole neon thing. Crusader Deus Volt asks, Deus Volt, Shoney, it's me, the pony. That was me rapping. I have a question for you today. It was what is your fave food? So I'd say that, like, I guess if I had to choose like one favorite above all, I like a good grilled chicken breast. Can't go wrong there. And hibachi is cool too. My first question is, who would win in a fight, Fear Ugly or current webcomic Sonic? So, I guess we'd have to compare webcomic Fear Ugly for webcomic Sonic to make it fair. And I'd say that Fear Ugly maybe could still win. It's hard to say what his durability is like. Could he tank Sonic's sword? Maybe not. Is he fast enough to keep up with Sonic? Probably. Is he faster than him? Hard to say. I would say Fear Ugly for now. Because it's difficult to say. Sonic could win too. He was keeping up with Flashy Flash, but after all, he did know his style. My other topic is people sleep on Monster Garo. He freaking dodges Saitama when he's attempting to hit him and attacked him. Boros did not dodge one of Saitama's attacks. All I'm saying is that we should get the battle between them. I see it being more impressive. He beat all of the S-Class, and now he's going to beat Metal Bat as well. Boros' style doesn't involve, like, dodging. Like, he's just full-on offense, no defense, really. So that's why you didn't see Boros doing any of that stuff, because he's just a crazy blitz-like attacker, unlike Garo. And as for the soccer dribble from Child Emperor, that's, I think Child Emperor just being analytical, and he's just being like, okay, so in theory, this could cause a concussion, but I think maybe it's more so like a comical moment. I'm curious to see how it plays out in the manga, but I don't think overall it was meant to like really do something other than just help in some way. That's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Once again, I want to thank all 124 of my amazing patrons, guys. I can't thank you enough for everything. And if you would like to be in next week's Q&A, just simply check out the Patreon. The $5 tier will give you access to this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.